Student production. The views expressed are not necessarily those of Salisbury University, the University System of Maryland, its regents, administration, officers, employees, or representatives.
Such as Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Haney.
At 7:30 in the morning beside the Wayne Street Park.
Change some of our habits around campus. For the best faculty and staff.
Good evening and welcome to SUTV Evening News. I'm Brooke, Reese. Over 100 employers are expected to visit Salisbury University on Wednesday, February 15th for the Spring Job Fair. The companies at the fair range from accounting firms to major hospitals. SU Career Services consultant Gloria Horner has a few tips on how students can stand out in a sea of candidates. Job fair.
Research, and then some research, and then I would recommend some research, and then I would recommend a little more research. There's no such thing as too much research. You can go online and find who all's coming. There's a direct live link click, if you will, to go check them out. There'll be a little blurb what they're looking for, but then you can go to their webpage and research. What is it that they are going to want to need and value in that potential intern or full-time employee? And that's what they're going to try and be figuring out if you're that good fit for them. So research. Before that, get your resume reviewed. We're happy to do that. Thursday's walk-in days if you can't make an appointment before. Go knowing yourself. As you're doing all that research on them, do kind of a reflection of, okay, they want this or that. What do I have to offer specifically? And how can I persuade them? How can I show them, not just promise or tell them? So I tell people part of it is preparing for them, but the other part is preparing for yourself to really be able to promote yourself.
Now, Horner recommends wearing neutral colors and professional business attire. Students should also bring 10 to 15 copies of their resume and business cards if they have them. The job fair starts at noon and goes until 4 p.m. next Wednesday in Mag's Gym. For a full list of employers attending and other tips on how to prepare, visit www.salisbury.edu/careerservices. This January, the City of Salisbury introduced the Urban Greenway Plan, an 11-phase program to create a pedestrian and bike-friendly path that will connect the city from the east to the west. The route will begin at Pemberton Park and end at Shoemaker Park, allowing community members to travel through the City Park, the Salisbury Zoo, and the Ward Museum. Be sure to stay tuned to SUTV for more updates as the plan moves forward. And now we turn it over to meteorologist Kenzie Lee, who's here in the studio, to tell us just how long we can enjoy this unusually warm weather. Kenzie?
Thank you so much, Brooke. Today our high temperature was 70 degrees, which is crazy for February. We have a low of 48 tonight, and our current temperature is 60 degrees. So this is tomorrow's surface map. If you take a look, we have this cold front off to our west. That's actually been the reason we've been having such warm temperatures the past couple days. Out in front of this cold front, it's pushing really warm air up from the south. That's going right into our area and increasing our temperatures. After this front moves offshore, however, we're going to experience a distinct wind shift. That's going to be bringing us some cold winds from up in Canada and the Midwestern United States that will bring our cold temperatures back to our area. Another thing that you want to pay attention to on this map is the low pressure system you see sitting off the coast. That's really going to intensify overnight tonight and bring us some precipitation tomorrow. So this is tomorrow's surface map. Just like we saw, that low pressure system really intensifies overnight tonight and throughout the morning. And that's what's going to bring us all this snow you see up to our north, a mix kind of north of us, and right in our area we're expecting mostly rain. And if you take a look at the cold front, it's moved offshore, so we're going to have that wind shift like I said, and have the north winds making it really cold once again tomorrow. So this map shows the accumulations that you can expect of rain and snow over the next 48 hours. If you take a close look at Salisbury's location, we're right in the middle of where you can be expecting rain or a mix of rain and snow. So throughout the night tonight, we should be having mostly rain, but in the morning we could experience some flurries around 9 a.m. So for the Thursday planner, if you take a look, around 8 a.m. it's going to be 38 degrees. We could have that mix of rain and snow, but that's more likely going to be closer towards 9 o'clock. By 2 p.m. it's going to cool down to 35 degrees, and it's going to be really windy. We could have winds over 20 miles an hour throughout most of the day and gusts up to 40 miles an hour tomorrow. By 6 p.m. it's going to cool down a little bit more. We're going to have 33 degrees and still going to be windy. No more precipitation is really expected throughout the day tomorrow. And as for the 5-day forecast, on Thursday, like I said, it's going to be very windy throughout most of the day, but our high temperature that you see of 46 degrees is kind of deceiving because that's actually going to occur tonight after midnight. Throughout the night and into the morning, our temperature is actually going to decrease. So throughout most of the day, your temperature will be in the low to mid 30s. Friday, it's still going to be cold, but it's going to be mostly sunny. We're going to have a high temperature of 36 and a low of 22. But the good news is Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday, it's going to warm up again. We have another cold front that's going to bring us those really warm temperatures. Our high Saturday is going to be 57 degrees. Sunday, our high is going to be 67 degrees. And Monday, our high is 54, and all 3 days should be really sunny and nice. Thank you so much, Brooke. Back to you.
Thanks, Kenzie. We definitely were not expecting that as we were having 70-degree temperatures today, but snow, oh my goodness. But now we have Dominic Williams here in the studio who's going to be able to tell us what his organization has planned for this month when we come back. This February, among millions of Americans, we are all celebrating Black History Month. Dominic Williams is the president of the Salisbury University's chapter of the NAACP, and he is here with me in the studio to tell us more about how students can get involved in the festivities. So Dominic, thank you so much for joining us, first of all. But tell me a little bit about NAACP. What do you guys do?
Okay, so the NAACP is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. We're the oldest grassroots civil rights organization in America, which means that it was started by the people, so it was by the people for the people. Yes, of course, we're big supporters of Black History Month, but fun fact, 3 of the founders of the NAACP were actually white people. So a big key that we're trying to push is that this organization is for everybody. We want everybody to be involved. We love to have a diverse group of opinions because there's no progress unless we all talk and get on the same page on what's going on. So.
Right. And so what kinds of events can students come out to, not only this month, but for the rest of the semester?
So just something to keep in mind. So we meet every Wednesday at 6 p.m. in Henson 103. We discuss a whole bunch of topics. Tonight we were talking about Don't Be a Statistic. So it was dealing with stereotypes and how to break from the mold. But just some things to keep on your calendar. So February 12th is our Founders Day. We were actually found on that day in 1912. And we're going to be going to church at New Dimensions at 10 a.m. So if you want to meet out in front of GUC at 9:30, we're going to be taking a carpool out there. And we're going to love to have whoever wants to come out to join us. Also, on February 27th, that is the start of our NAACP week. So we have a week full of events just to celebrate our organization and try to get everyone out from February 27th until March 4th. So we have community service set up. We're planning to go to a local soup kitchen and do give out food to the needy community, as well as possibly do a coat drive. We're also hoping to do a dance marathon. So on Thursday the 2nd, we're going to be in Mag's Gym. It's a $5 entry. And everybody that enters gets a prize. So it's an 8-hour marathon, so whoever can dance the longest, they're gonna win a big prize. I'm not gonna tell you the prize, you have to come out to figure out what that is. But also, we're not just an organization based around ourselves, we're trying to push and help anybody. I mean, we're open to promoting for everybody. So the Multicultural Student Alliance is doing a lot of events throughout this month. So tomorrow, I believe the thing starts at 8 p.m., there's gonna be a speaker in Wacomico Room based around the culture of the Eastern Shore and history, stuff like that. Also, on February 28th, there's a panel, a student panel about being Black at a majority Caucasian campus, so that's a great thing to come out. Something else to look forward to is On the 22nd, our meeting is going to be surrounding food for thought. So Owen Ralston, the Director of Dining Services, wants to come out and just get opinions on how we can improve dining services going forward. So, we already got Chick-fil-A. Let's see if we can get, a Panda Express. I don't know. Let's just see what we can try. But those are some of the big events to look out for. Also, March 4th is a Leadership Summit, and everyone is welcome to come. So it's free to SU students, and we're going to have lots of big public speakers coming. So
Nice. Well, we'll definitely have to check those out. And with the current times and, a new president and other, diversity issues with the Muslim ban and things like that, why do you think that it's not only important to have diversity in this country, but also to have diversity on our campus?
Well, diversity is important because we live in a global society where no matter what, you're not going to be around people that think like you, that look like you, that act like you. You need to be exposed to everybody. I mean, we're here to get an education. I know I'm personally going to get my master's at some point, and to call myself a master of education, I have to be able to learn from all viewpoints. I can't say that my viewpoint is the only viewpoint. I think it's important to realize that there's a lot of talking and not a lot of listening going on. People don't accept other people's ideas, don't accept other people's views. They just want to talk and assert themselves without thinking that they might not be the only one that has a valid point. I mean, we're all in college. At this university, we all are doing well and trying to get an education. So to tell somebody that they don't know what they're talking about, you have to think, there's no way I got into this university having no idea what's going on in my life and what's going on in the world. So either accept that you're getting a horrible education because you're taking the same thing I am, or that I have some kind of point to prove.
And so what do you hope that the NAACP is able to change, not even, just with this semester, but with coming years?
So the two big words that come up a lot are diversity and inclusion, and I think we're trying to have a good understanding of what that actually means rather than just throwing it around as buzzwords. In addition to that, we're also looking to push what the definition of action is. So diversity, a lot of people think that, you have, groups of people there, okay, you're diverse, but the next step is inclusion, because if you have 10 of one group, 10 of another group, and 10 of another group, you have equally diverse numbers, but if they're all separate, there's no point in being there because they're not going to share ideas, they're not going to work towards a common goal. You have to go then into inclusion so everybody's included into the same thing. And another thing we're trying to push is action. So the NAACP's motto for this year is facing the impossible together through solidarity, activism, and awareness. So the big thing I want to focus on is activism and action, because people can sit behind screens, sit behind hashtags. That's not really what action is. They need to know that you actually have to do something. And you should never be satisfied. Good enough is never good enough, so you should always keep doing the next thing. You can tweet that hashtag, but then go to the meeting and share your thoughts. After that thought, go and stand out and raise funds for a charity or plan a march for a cause. After that, go talk to a delegate. Go talk to, start at the university level, go talk to your council member. I don't know, just never stop trying to push for what you believe in. So.
Perfect. Well, Dominic, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us. We will definitely post all of these different dates that he's come up with and all of the different multicultural events on the bottom of this YouTube video. So, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And now Miranda Haney tells us what's going on around campus this week.
Thanks, Brooke. Good evening, Seagulls, and welcome back. On Thursday, February 9th, SGA will be hosting the biannual off-campus housing fair in the Wacomico Room, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And at 7 p.m. in the Wacomico Room, the Office of Multicultural Student Services presents the African American History Month keynote lecture, Cross-Cultural Education and African American Museums. On Friday, February 10th, the African American History Month dinner featuring jazz artist Bernard Sweetney will take place in the Bistro Room of Commons at 4:30 p.m. And later that evening, SOAP will be screening Central Intelligence featuring Kevin Hart and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Devilbus Hall, Room 123 at 7 p.m. Monday, February 13th, the Office of Cultural Affairs' free meditation classes continue in Great Hall at 5 p.m. On Tuesday, February 14th, SOAP presents their Valentine's Day extravaganza featuring digital characters and desserts, 1 to 5 p.m. in Fireside Lounge. And later that night, the SU Gospel Choir is having a Valentine's open mic night and bake sale at 6 p.m. in the Wacomico Room. That's what's going on in your neck of the woods. Back to you, Brooke.
Thanks, Miranda. And that's all we have for you here tonight. Be sure to tune in next week for more news, weather, sports, and more. For all of us here at SUTV Evening News, I'm Brooke Reese. Have a great night.
such as Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Haney.